Hey, hey, hey. Hey. Oh, hey, Meadow, it's you. My stuff is like really bright. Can we close that window? I'm thinking that's where the brightness is coming from. Yeah, that's where the brightness is coming from. It's just like bam. No, other one. Other one. Yeah, that's, well, not much better. But a little bit. Oh, that's a lot better. Nope, that's bad. That's good. Okay, just stand there and hold the curtain the whole time. Hi, Mariah. Hey, Joy. Hey, Jeff. See, Jeff even says it is. So we're going to color, I was going to say, oh, a color, what? Of craft paper behind it? What? Behind what? Joy, you're confusing me. So we're going to color these dudes today. I started stamping them out, and I thought I would just do like a background slimline card kind of a thing and actually do a background. Can you believe this? No, it's I fiddled with the settings on my camera. What was it, about a week ago, 2 weeks ago? We were having when we were having problems with our video software and stuff. I messed with my camera to see if it was my camera too. And I did something, and now everything is just like, bam, super white or bright, bright, bright. Like right now, it's really dark in my room. But for some reason, this area right here is just like super bright. So yeah, now I can kind of craft with the lights off. So this is, what are you doing, Meadow? Stuff. Am I going to have to do a Z's light again, girlfriend?
No.
Jeff will know what that's from. So these are our ocean friends. These are in pre-order right now. You can get them for 10% off if you want just the one stamp set, or you can get them as the full set and get 20% off. So it comes with little Mr. Octo, Mr. Squiddy, we call him Barney, and then this is Charlie. And we got Sup Sucker, Inking About You, Sorry for Being Crabby, and You Light Up My Life. So we kind of pretty much made it to where you've got one sentiment for each one of the little guys. And I just loved them to pieces, especially Charlie. If you went to our retreat last year, the 2023 retreat, you would have gotten these 3 guys, okay? This would have been a single one, and then this was a little mini set. But Charlie is new. So if you have these, you're not going to have him. That's the only one you won't have. Okay.
These are so cute, and Brian says hello.
Hey, thank you, Mariah. Hi, Brian. How are you? So I can just put these guys on here so you know. And Jeff seems to think that our future's so bright he has to wear his shades. So I haven't colored him yet again, but I will color him today. So I'm going to put this aside. Meadow's already put up a link for you guys so that you know, come on, paper, so that you know where to go get them. So these, who wants me to stamp these again? I mean, it's pretty obvious. I put him at the bottom. And when I did this, I put him at the bottom because I knew you're going to find him in the deepest parts of the ocean. And then I put him at the top because I'm going to put a little beach right here. And then I put these guys in the center. Thanks, Brian. Brian, you're hired. Just saying. You are definitely hired. So let's see. I almost thought my markers were still over there with you, Meadow. So today I'm only working on about 3 hours of sleep last night.
Brian says, yes, he's a bottom feeder, lol.
Yes, he is. But I only have about 3 hours of sleep. So if I start to fade away a little bit or get a little crazy, you know why. But for some weird, and I mean weird reason, I seem to have loads of energy today, and I have no idea what's going on with that. Like, no idea what's going on with that. So I don't do backgrounds very much just because I'm stingy. I don't like using a lot of my Copics. So what I'm probably going to end up doing is I'm going to do a beach for him, and then
Brian says that I'll scream at you to wake up.
nice. That'll work. Meadow can read your scream for you. How's that? She'll do it too. So I might as well just do the whole thing in Copics, shouldn't I, Meadow? But I don't want to mess them up.
You
so
can do masking and then just do.
Do you know where our masking sheets are?
Yeah.
See, Meadow knows where it all is at. She remembers everything. It's amazing. I love it. So she's going to get my masking sheets. She just handed them to me. So I'm going to go ahead and grab these. Grab a masking sheet. I do have, I do like the Gina K masking sheets, but I have found them a little bit less expensive on Amazon. So I'm going to set those there. So I will be using a generic masking sheet. So I'm going to go ahead and stamp all of these on here. So that way I can just get messy with my markers. I don't have to worry about it or anything. Let's see, I don't have my platform out anymore, so I am just going to use my block and my ink. Move those guys out of the way before they get all inked up. Pull this off. So how is everybody doing today? We can all see how I'm doing. Sort of. Move that this way. Go ahead and stamp him down. And then Meadow, I'm going to just put these on the little acetate sheet. I'm going to let you, I'm so generous. I'm going to let you clean them for me. Aren't I nice? That's good. I'm glad you're doing well. So put those down. And then just going to do Squiddy and Barney. And we will be good. And then I'm going to cut these out. And when I cut them out, I'm going to cut them as close on the line as I possibly can. There's that sheet, Meadow. Okay. And then here are the stamps. I know you like playing with that chamois.
Oh, I just need the baby wipes. But okay, I'll use that. I keep forgetting about these.
What'd you do with my scissors, girlfriend?
Have them back.
Mm-hmm. So now I have to find my scissors. Just give me 2 seconds. Meadow has decided she wants to keep my scissors because she lost hers. There they go. Okay, put my ink pad away for now. And these scissors are the Tim Holtz. I don't remember who it was. Somebody asked me about scissors the other day. Now I can't remember who. I'm really sorry. But these are Tim Holtz 5-inch serrated scissors, and I absolutely love them. I know that I don't hold them absolutely correctly. I tend to hold them like this with my finger out here. Otherwise, it just completely hurts. But I tend to feel like I have more control over these, and it just goes faster. I know not everybody likes to fussy cut. I tend to, when I fussy cut, I tend to move my paper, not my scissors. That way I get a little bit of a smoother cut. Go have a good sister. Go have a good supper, Brian. See, I told you things were going to get goofy with me having a lack of sleep. Yeah, I know a lot of people, just as when I was a Stampin' Up! Demonstrator, a lot of people didn't like fussy cutting because they didn't like it looked. But I tend to make sure that I have a small bit of paper around the edges so I don't have a bunch of paper that I have to fight with. Fighting with this much versus a whole bunch of, big pieces of paper is a lot easier. And then I just, like I said, I just move my paper. And then I just open my scissors every time I get to a point that they're almost closed. Here we go. Oh, you were talking to Joyce. Oh, okay. So you got a couple minutes. What's for supper today, Brian? Do you know? Okay, so there's my first little guy. There's Barney. But see, I cut the circle out, and then that's all I have to deal with. I don't have a whole bunch to deal with, so that also makes it easier. So now Squiddy, I'll cut him out. And I think too, the serrated blades make it easier as well. For me, I tried using some scissors that aren't serrated the other day, and I have to say, I had the toughest time. And if you don't want to wait, if you're feeling a bit bored while I'm cutting these out, you can always, if you would please, like and subscribe to the video. See, Brian, I remembered. For once, I remembered. I was supposed to print a thing out today, but we've been gone all day. And I just got back to the house. Mariah, what did you retract? You can't retract things, because then that gets my curiosity going as to what you were going to say. So just getting around. I probably should have had these cut out beforehand. Super sorry that I didn't. But I figure for those that have trouble fussy cutting, though everyone can see how I do it and see if it'll work for them. I think the main part for a lot of people is just having a comfortable pair of scissors as well. Because if you don't have comfortable scissors, that's going to stink. It's not going to feel, oh, I remembered today. I did, and I don't even know how I even remembered that. Maybe I should just not sleep from now on. My brain seems to be functioning pretty well. And it's amazing that I have more energy not having sleep versus having sleep. So weird. Let's see. Get around his little testicles. Tentacles here. This is not fun. There we go. You know what? I bet you that's what it is too, is I saw Brian in the chat and that made me remember. I would not doubt it. I think that's a very good theory. So just getting around Octo. So let's see. And then go back down. I think I did just take off part of his little arm. But I'm having a little bit of, ouch. There we go, that feels better. My hand got itchy for a minute. I think it might actually be easier if I took my glasses off. It's really hard sometimes to see. I got those new, the transitional bifocals, the kind that don't have the line, but I've never had bifocals before. And I don't really need glasses. I have astigmatism and I can still legally drive. But for some reason, my eye doctor said, oh yeah, it'll help you. And it just made things worse because now I'm still taking my glasses off to read because I just can't see stuff really far away. There we go. His little toes can be very difficult to cut out really close if you're not careful. I would definitely suggest a short pair of scissors like what I have. I will go ahead and put the link to these down in the description of the video when we're all done. I actually bought these scissors for everybody that did our Christmas camp in, not last year, I believe it was the year before that. So the rocks I'm not too worried about going over. So I'm not going to actually cut the rocks out. I'm just going to mask Charlie. Because I think it'll be pretty easy, you know, because I can just color the rocks and not have to worry about that. Here we go. And I'm just going to cut this part off so I can get into the crab little pinchers a little bit easier. I will go ahead and send you some in your box, sweetheart. I'll send you some of this stuff. It's not bad at all. I do like the Gina K paper better, but when you're on a budget, this definitely will work just fine. I think the only difference with Gina K is it has, well, the backing's obviously prettier than yellow. But it also has lines in the background or in the backside so you can peel it off a little bit easier. But it has kind of like a coating on the front of it as well. And I don't know if that's supposed to make it easier to pick up ink or what it does. But it does have a little bit of a coating on it. But I love it too because, well, you can with this paper, but you can stick it in your printer. So you have digital stamps. You can stick it in your printer and it'll print off as well. That's what we did for retreat last year, is so people wouldn't have to fussy cut their stuff, because I did some masking last year for a card. And so they wouldn't have to do that, fussy cut it. I went ahead and printed all these out, and then I put them on my silhouette, and I used SVGs to cut them right on the line. And that way, yeah, it just made it a lot faster and a lot easier for people. So I'm going to go ahead and stick these down now the best that I can. And I just run my finger across the top of them to get this off. And it's nice too, because it will, once you take it off the paper, it'll still stick. So I always, the ones that I have, I'll use them for several times and just stick them to the back side of my stamp set, the acetate on the back, which will keep them, so I don't have to keep using them. Oh, you know, I don't have to keep making more. I can just make them once, use it a few times, and then when it's not usable again, I can go ahead and just get rid of it and make a new one. Awesome. Brian, I'm going to contact you. I will message you when we're done here, because I want to talk to you about your help here. So I really wasn't joking when I said you're hired, if that's something you're interested in. Because then I don't have to worry about Aziz not putting things in.
The audacity.
Has anybody seen the movie Fifth Element? If you have, that is me telling Meadow, Aziz, light. That is what that movie is. That's what that's from. And I usually tell her that because she hasn't put the colors into the box yet, or into the chat yet. So I tease her about it. And I tell her, Aziz, light. That is one of my favorite movies. Let's see, last one. I'm going to put Charlie on there. And you can save these and put these back on there, but I'm not talented enough to get these back on there. That is one talent I do not have. So I just stick them on the back side of my stamps.
Megan says this
Hey, Megan.
And Joy says yes.
Yes? What's yes?
I think she's saying yes to me.
Oh, I'm like, yes? What's yes? What's yes? Okay, so I'm just going to throw these away because we already know. I already said I'm not going to get it. So I will just stick those on the back. And I don't know what color y'all use. I don't know how you get save your colors. But if you go to our website, Meadow, do you have a blank one? One of the blank little papers? Because I don't have a blank one. The crafty.
Oh,
Do you have a blank one? I don't know. Well, here, I'll just show you Meadow's because mine is stuck under my computer. So if you guys don't remember what color, if you go to our website and sign up for our email address or our email newsletters and notifications, you can download this for free. Let me zoom in. Oh, is it blurry, Meadow?
a little bit. It's not that.
There we go. So what it does, this is just a little case that we have. So she has a mess. Just a mess. So you can keep, thoughts and create thoughts behind your creation. If you're trying to remember what made you think of the card when you're doing your blog post, if you do blog posts, a box for products used, measurements, tips and tricks to remember, and your coloring mediums. So you can write the color medium here and then write down all the colors that you used. So that is how Meadow and I keep track of our stuff. And if you sign up for our newsletter, you can download that for free. So I'm actually going to use E31, 34, 33, 35, and 37 for the sand. But for right now, I am just going to go ahead and use E31. And I think I want my sand to end right about here. Now, I'm going to tell you guys right now, I am not at all any sort of professional when it comes to doing backgrounds. If you want professional, you need to go see Amy from Sweet November. She is amazing, like absolutely amazing. But I am in no way, shape, or form a professional at this. I just do what I feel I want to do.
Mariah says I'm so bad coloring backgrounds with purpose.
Me and you, sister. I am too, so don't even worry about it. Oh, Meadow, you know what I should do for my card? Can I have the plants?
Oh, yeah.
I need some plants. Or he's going to be down here eating nothing.
Dirt.
So if you have our, I think we have some in the, we have some in the Best Chums. And we also have some in.
You want the Best Chums too?
Yeah, give me the Best Chums too. But we didn't make more plant background stuff because we have plants here. Or that's a jellyfish. But we have plants here. We've got coral. You can always make that into a plant if you wanted to.
Megan says same, but it is fun to practice.
And then you've got, more plant life and a little starfish. So, I mean, I try to make our sets to where they all can be used together.
Mariah says I watch Amy's video and it seems so easy. Brian says, I beg your pardon. do an amazing job with color.
Oh, so does Meadow. I thought he was just talking to you.
Oh.
Thank you very much. But backgrounds is not, I just don't spend a lot of time doing them, to be honest. It's mostly because I'm stingy and very stingy. So I'm going to use the ones from Shark Tale. Or not Shark Tale. Oh my goodness. I'm thinking of the movie from Meadow Coloring yesterday. Goodness. I'm going to use the one from Best Chums. See, Meadow can't even get it. We're so stuck on the Shark Tale movie that me and Meadow, neither one of us can get it.
Megan says I need to get Best Chums.
What'd you say?
Megan says I need to get Best Chums.
I thought you said Mess Chums.
What?
I think my hearing's going. So one thing I have found out, Mariah, especially since you said you haven't used the masking tape before, I don't know if you've ever masked before or it's just you didn't use the tape. So please forgive me. But one thing for everybody else too, I've noticed whatever I want to have out front, and this took me forever to figure out, is whatever I want out front has to go down first so that it looks like it's in the back. It's completely opposite. So I'm going to go ahead and put this, let's see, line that up with my grid. I love having a grid. Makes it so much easier. So I'm going to put that down. And then I'm going to put one, I'll put one here. Then I'm going to grab, maybe I'm going to grab my sheets again because I threw my scraps away. I'm going to grab a little bit of this, put that down. That over there so Meadow can clean it in a minute. I'm just going to cut that little piece off, put that one away. And then go ahead and put this on there. There we go. Megan, I thought you had Best Chums. See, this is where cutting this little bit of paper off comes in handy because I just couldn't get my scissors around that big old hunk. So this is why, one of the reasons I will cut my paper down. Now this one will not be super perfect because it is just so small and delicate once you cut all these little bits out. And I may or may not be able to stay right on that black line. But if I do, it'll be pretty awesome. That's one thing I have to tell you. I think, Meadow, weren't you and I talking about that the other day? No. Or I was talking to somebody. I don't know. Maybe it was a dream. I have no idea at this point.
It's all in your mind.
It's all in my mind. I'm hearing the voices about how it's okay to have little things, you know, little mistakes or little things that aren't exactly right when you're hand making something.
Yeah, you were talking to me about that.
Was that you? Okay,
yeah,
I wasn't
it's not
dreaming.
all in your mind.
Yay, I'm not crazy completely, just a little bit. Here we go. Get harder as I get down to having nothing to hang on to very much except for these little rocks. Do this 10 times and I'm sure you will be great at fussy cutting.
Oh, and Megan says, not yet, it is on the long list. LOL.
The long list. Almost done. If I can get a hold of this piece here. And I can hear Mariah in the back of my head going, get your tweezers out. Use your tweezers. But I don't think I could sit there and manage the tweezers and the scissors at the same time. Mariah, I am forever going to hear your voice in the back of my head telling me to get the tweezers.
You've got a bunch of crying pieces.
Okay, so I'm going to use this little thing. Isn't this crazy? Look at that. Look at that. So then I'm going to stick this one on here. Oh, you know what? I should have done 2 of them. Because I was thinking, oh, I just have to do the one because I don't want to get that other piece in there. So I'm just going to have to be super careful with this one. Because the reason I did that, just one. So Meadow, do you think you could cut that out like that for me if I gave you the stamp and stuff? So before I start coloring, I can cover both of them?
Yeah.
Okay, because I just did it because I wanted to use this long one here.
Can I have the little scissors? I don't know where mine went.
Whoops, there you go. And there's that stamp set. So you can have that.
This one on top?
Yeah, the one that's right there on top.
Can I have some?
No. Here's the paper. So I wanted it to where it would go right over the top, and I was thinking, oh, I can just move the little thing, and then when I go, no biggie, but then I was thinking, oh yeah, you still have to color.
Mariah says I only use them with 3D foam, and sometimes I print them.
I use them a lot if I'm having problems holding stuff or grabbing a hold of something. Uh-oh, I might need 2. Meadow, I might need 2. This thing's a little delicate, so I think I just broke it. Here we go.
You need 2?
Voila. No, this should be fine if I can get it back down. So now I'm going to move this one over here so I can stamp the other plant while I wait for Meadow to kindly cut out another one for me. There we go. And I'm going to go ahead and put this. Oh, fun! Brian's working on his made challenge for Kendra's card challenge number 18 while he's watching. I'm going to go ahead and put this one right here. And then I can put one, like it's coming behind him as well. There we go. Looks like I have just made a complete mess of everything, but I swear it'll look good when it's done. It really, really will. So I'm just glad I warned you guys that we were making a card today too. So let's see. Meadow, I'm going to give this to you. This stamp. Here. Oh, reach all the way across. Okay, so I have all of this stamped out. I'm waiting for this little bush. So I'm going to go ahead and start on the sand. I did not plan to start on the sand, but I'm going to. E35, E34. Yeah, I think I'm going to start with E35. I'm not going to take it all the way, or E34, sorry. I'm not going to take it all the way up. I am going to put like a little bit of sun up to the top. I just want it to look like he's at a beach. Because obviously he's going to be at a beach. Okay, and I'm just going to do E34 from side to side. Who was it? Was it Megan? Who said that they watched Amy?
Mariah.
Oh, it was Mariah. Okay. I am not as good as Amy, Mariah, just so you know. She is just, half of me doesn't even know how she even does that. She is honestly incredible. Meadow, you were asking the other day if people just, use their Copic markers and start coloring. Amy is one of those people that can do that. So that's just for the sides. And then I'm going to go ahead and use some E33 and pull this out some more. Yeah, she has had years of practice. I, on the other hand, I have had years of practice. I just don't practice that. I'm way too stingy with my ink. So I'm going to go ahead and now I'm going to use E31. I'm probably going to use some E30 and some E50 as well. But the nice thing about having the mask is now I can just color right over the top of this and not even blink twice. Except for the rocks, because the rocks I did not mask. Although this is E31, so I'm going to go over the whole thing anyways. So I can go over my rocks. Because they're more like, I wanted them to be more like sand pebbles. You can see what I did right here in this one. I just wanted it to be like little sand pebbles. Now I'm going to use some E30. Thanks, Ditto. Wrong side though.
What?
You're
still the same shape, right?
Yeah, but the yellow doesn't have sticky on it. It won't.
Oh. Why didn't you tell me that before?
I didn't see what you were doing. I'm so
sorry. Does the thing on my card look yellow to you? Why did I do that?
Oh my gosh, I'm choking.
No.
Oh my god.
Ryan says row Shaggy. Lucky pieces from Ryan. God.
Oh, Ruh-roh was right.
You gotta be kidding me.
I'm going to save this one. Just for memories, I'm saving this one. So I'm going to go ahead and use E30. Now I've got the giggles. Thanks, Meadow. That was funny. That's too funny. And you took your time. You did so good coloring, cutting that out. I kind of feel bad. Just kind of. Oh my goodness. Too funny. So I'm going to go ahead and fill this in with some E30. I don't have to color where the little crabby is at, but just doing it to do it. Definitely love having masking paper while I am doing this. So now I'm going to go ahead and get some E35 in here. And I'm just going to make that line a little bit more defined. And one thing I like to do for sand is just dots. It makes it look like it's, well, to me, makes it look like it's little grains of sand. And I am going to get a little color my little rocks in. Get those colored. Little sand pebbles. And I'm just very, very lightly touching. I'm hardly picking up my hand from the paper. You can even put, I'm going to end up putting dots in the sand pebbles as well. And then I'm going to do a little bit, if I can find it, I'm going to do the same thing with E33. Just a little, not much. Whenever I go to a lighter color, I tend to do a little, actually a darker color, I guess. I tend to use less and less. How you doing over there, Meadow? Is it on the white side instead of the yellow?
Mm-hmm.
If I don't make it back, she may have killed me. Just so y'all know. So.
I was like, and I've used this paper before, so you would think I would be like, oh yeah, don't do that on the yellow.
You would think, but we all have our moments. And your brain, I think your brain is kind of like working off of mine today, Meadow, because you've had a lot of moments today and I haven't had that much sleep. So my brain is not letting you steal any little thought processes here.
Don't give me the dumb today.
Yep. So now I'm using E37. I'm just going kind of just small. And I promise this will look a lot better once I take it all off and it's done. Let's see, that was E35. So now I'm going to use E33 on my rocks. And I'm barely putting any extra color in. I'm just kind of filling them in a little bit, doing little tiny dots or tiny little flicks. And I'm actually going to take E37 and just do kind of a little cast shadow underneath the rocks. so that maybe they'll stand out a little bit more.
That's gonna look so bad.
Don't start that, girl. Don't start yawning. That's not permitted. And then we're going to do E31. And then E30. And E30 is just for a little bit on the top. And then I'm going to do the same thing with the E37. I'm going to go ahead and put some little dotties in there. He actually, I told Meadow this the other day. I don't know if anybody's ever heard of this song, but there's a song called Crab Rave, and that's what it makes me think of. And if you look up the video on YouTube, it has all these little crabs dancing on the beach. Night, Mariah. I hope you sleep sweetly and have a good night. I will hear you saying, use your tweezers forever now. So now that Meadow has it stamped on the white side, I'm going to go ahead and take this off, double checking it has a yellow side. Here we go. Ah, there we go. Yeah, I would have used, just so you know, Meadow, if the yellow side would have had sticky, I would have used it, I promise. So stick this one on here now. You did an amazing job cutting this out, kiddo. Thank you, thank you, thank you. So, there we go. Meadow, I would like you, I don't remember what colors that I pulled out, but I know they're over there. Can you please give me some deep sea colors going up to the BGs for the water?
Like the ones you gave me last night?
Yeah, because that would make awesome water, don't you think?
Yeah.
So Meadow's giving me some colors, and then she can put them into the chat, or Mr. Brian can do it. If he, it looks like he's still here.
Well, I used BG09, but I got a square one of that if you want to grab that.
Okay. You said 09?
Yeah.
Here it is. So you want to put them all in there, Meadow? Oh, Brian is still here. Yay. So.
Tell her what she
What order did you use these in, Meadow? I don't even remember. Do you?
Can I look at them and then put them in the thing? Because I don't know.
Yeah. Can I have your paper, though? I want to show anybody. Because, like, Megan wasn't here yesterday. So she didn't get to, not that. You weirdo. I love you, but you're a weirdo. So Meadow did this hair yesterday. And I thought that would look like amazing ocean water. Isn't that amazing? I love those colors. I don't even know what made me pick those out. So we've got B79.
Oh, I think I did.
Is that the order?
When I wrote them down, I put them in order. Okay.
So B79, 39, 69, 37, 66, BG 09, 11, 15, and 23. Mac and cheese. This is gonna be a lot. Okay. So What color am I starting with, Meadow?
BG 79.
79. Is that one like super dark though? Ha! Brian, he's like, I lost y'all. Yeah, that's really dark. So might just do that on the bed. So I am going to put a little bit just real quick because I realized we need the bed of the ocean, even though you can't really see it too much. I'm just going to go all the way across here. And I am going to make it just a little bit darker than the sand up top. And I'll more than likely be going over this with blue as well at one point. But I'm going to put all the, like, I'll do the pebbles and stuff like I did up here. But I'll probably do that after I get the blue and everything else in so I know what I'm doing. So you said B79, right?
Yeah.
Not sure. I want to go over that sand bed with the B79. So let's check this out first. See what this is going to look like. Because just so you guys know, I have not made this card before. This is, yeah, going to be completely lost. So what's the next one up?
69.
69. Yeah, that one's pretty. So you know what? This is what we'll do. We will start. Here's 79. Because I'm even going to lose some of these plants probably. So I'm just going to go across there. Just so I don't go into that any more than I need to. I mean, this has to be kind of dark anyway since he is like super duper deep fish down to the ocean floor. As Brian said, he's a bottom feeder. That's why he's got his little light of his to capture other little unsuspecting fish. And it's crazy because anglerfish are actually really ugly. And we make them look so cute. And then here's B69. What color's after 69, girl?
39.
999. Everything is 9 with you. What happened to 11?
11.
This will probably look cool though. Once we get everything taken off, it's going to look really cool. I just have to figure out what color I'm going to put down here to blend up with the deep. Okay. Now where are we going, kiddo?
37.
37? Not 39?
Nope.
When's 39?
Didn't you just use 39?
No, I used 69.
Oh, then it's 39.
Mac and cheese. Aziz. Okay. Here we go. Just keep on going. You know, it'd be fun too, is like put a little bit of purple in this even.
Yeah.
Okay, there's some 39. Now where am I going?
37.
37. Looks like we're starting to get lighter now, finally. So we don't want our octopi in too deep of water. This isn't 20,000 leagues under the sea, you know. I have a feeling these ones are not going to be used again, though. I mean, I guess they could be, but...
What?
Used again, the little masking things. Okay, you know what? I'm going to just take this a little bit more. Just because it needs to blend out a little bit. Okay, now what color, kiddo?
BG09. Well, maybe 15. I think if you go over that, it's going to be really dark.
Yeah, we're going to go 15. We're going to skip 09. What happened to 66?
I didn't use it. You can use it though.
Girlfriend.
Because that one's light.
Let me see. Give it back. Oh, that one is light. Yeah, but it kind of goes purple, blue.
Yeah.
That wouldn't work. I should have used it back before. So just blending this out the best I can. How did you get that to blend so good, kid?
It's small. How did it blend? Yeah, it kind of blended how it is there.
And again, the nice thing is I don't have to blend or color where, see, I don't like that line, how that line is just yuck. Can I have that 66? Oh, I still have the 66. I wonder how if that'll help matters or make matters.
Looks good on the camera.
On the camera?
Well, I don't know what it looks like over there.
You're so funny. I just feel like the B66 is blending a little better with the B15 than that other color. So we are completely experimental at this point. Okay, 23, I take it?
Mm-hmm.
You can tell I'm trying not to color over the images that much, just so that I don't waste my ink. I was kind of hoping this could just be like, you know, the card and it's done, but as much ink as I have on here, this might need to be cut down slightly and have a bit of a, what am I trying to say, Meadow? A matte. That's what I'm trying to say. So I think this is going to need to be refilled. Is this one? Oh, this one's yours. I'm using your markers, kiddo. I'm so sorry.
I'm the one who threw them at you.
That is true. That is true. Now watch mine be worse. Watch mine be more dry, and that's why you were using mine for yours. No, mine's got a little bit more juice. But you color more than I do. You do use this color. You need like your own personal, like, huge vat of BG11 just so that you can 11. Just so that yeah, now mine's getting dry.
You know how like they have the normal size things of food containers, like either pickles or mayo or something?
We need that of Copic ink.
Yeah, and then you go and they have like the huge apocalypse bunker pack for it. We need those.
Like the Costco size.
Yeah.
We need Costco Copic ink refills.
Yeah.
Who is with us that you want the Copic, Costco Copic refills? I think that would be awesome. So I'm trying to decide what color. I think BG60 or B66 would be.
Brian says LOL.
Yeah, 66 is going to be the best, I think, to go over the sand. Whoops. That way you can still keep the color of the sand, but it looks like it is underwater. At least to me it does.
Brian says I would if I had Copic.
Well, we need to get you, like, I think anybody who uses alcohol ink should just have Costco size cans of refills.
Megan says I would say me, but I am mad at my Copics. All the recent ones I bought in a few months ago are dry.
Uh-oh. That's not good. Have you contacted Copic about it? I would definitely be contacting them. So I feel like I need a good go-between right here because this is just not working for me. So let me, that's BG23. Wait, I thought I had 23 over here.
Yeah.
I have 15 and 23.
Yeah.
That's your 23. Oh my goodness. If I'm not here, it's because Meadow's trying to get me committed to a mental institution.
The white coats are coming.
The white coats are coming. The white coats are coming. Yeah. Let me see here. This is BG23. Just trying to get a good blend here. And I like it. What do you think, Meadow?
I think it's good.
I like that. And then I don't think we need the 34 now. Do you think we still need the 34?
No.
No? Okay. Now, start pulling all of this off. Oh, wait, no, I don't want to stand. I don't want to take it off. I don't want to take it off. No, 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 no. Meadow, can you find me the rays of the sun? And I am going to get my white ink And a paper towel. Okay, that one too.
What white? Oh, that whiting.
Yeah. And a paper towel, please. So I'm going to get my white Brilliance ink. I used BG23, but Meadow has her own markers now. So these ones are mine. The green polka dots are mine, and the kitties are hers. And so I had used her marker, but I grabbed my marker thinking I hadn't used it. So things are getting a little confusing having her markers.
Now Carmela's going to seal it.
She is. It's going to be awesome.
There's
not the right one.
Hang on, I don't know where the other one is. We didn't use it and leave it out somewhere, did we?
It's right here.
What? Oh my gosh, it completely blended in.
This is what happens when you're not allowed to use my mouths. So, so this one, let me see. Yep. So this one is Rays of the Sun. And then this one is Reverse Rays of the Sun. I know they look the same. I know. But look, when you line them up, you can use the Reverse Rays of the Sun for masking. So say you wanted to do Rays of the Sun. Now I got to remember which one's which. Here we go. Okay. So we want this one. Okay. And I just want a little bit. Move Meadow's little reverse ocean plant. But then I want to say, because I wanted to go ahead and do some glitter on it. But I only wanted, they are sold separately. So this one, the Rays of the Sun actually comes with a second one that is like, you can use it from the corner. Which these are fantastic if you're having problems. Excuse me, my throat just got dry for a second. If you're having problems, say with the way, your shadow, you don't know where your shadows are going, these will work good because your sun's here. You can put this down and then you can see where the sun is hitting. So on this side where your shadows need to be. And then if your sun's coming from the top, there, or the side, or the bottom, these are great. So I'm only using the one. The Rays of the Sun is a double stencil. It's a 2 set. And then Rays of the Sun I came out with later. So that is a single all by itself. Very good question, Brian. So I'm just putting some of the white Brilliance on my napkin.
Is that white or is it like a glue thing?
This is white.
Or no, that was the VersaFine that was the glue thing.
Yeah. I think this one is about dry though. And you can do this with a blending brush, but sometimes I find it's just easier to just do it with a napkin.
All these fancy things and you want to use a napkin.
I know. I'm like a toddler, man. You give me a nice toy and I go play with the box.
Brian says, according to the website, you are using Reverse Rays of the Sun. It is also sold out.
It shouldn't be. Meadow, you want to check that? It shouldn't be sold out. It should be, what do you call it?
In stock.
It should be on pre-order.
No, it says notify me when available. It's sold out.
Does it? Okay, so I will have to fix that.
Yeah, it doesn't even let you put the pre-order button.
I will fix that. soon as we're done with this here. So you have a few little rays of the sun. But now I can mask this so that I can put glitter on it or whatever I want to see, whatever I want to use.
Ryan says, should I still put the link in?
Yeah, go right ahead. But yeah, these are pre-order. It's part of the, it is definitely part of the release. So that didn't show up quite as well as I wanted it to, but that's okay. See, I need a toothbrush. Where is my toothbrush? And I should probably use a piece of scratch paper.
It has a bunch of fun hair on it. Oh my god.
I don't doubt that.
There you go.
There we go. I'm just going to put this down for a second because I don't want ink going everywhere. I just use disposable brushes. I get them, toothbrushes. I get them on Amazon. And I'm going to use some Dr. P.H. Martin bleed proof white ink. I'm praying I don't need to put any water in it. Yeah, that's going to need some water.
You just put like a teeny tiny.
Yeah, just a smidge. Just a smidge. And what I'm going to do with the toothbrush while Meadow's getting that all mixed up for me is I am going to just do some little sprays down here at the bottom.
Yep.
And I'm going to grab my latex-free glove.
Megan says a lot of that stuff.
Because I don't feel like cleaning my hand right away. And this can be a mess, especially if you're using it with a toothbrush. Just mix this up. Meadow's making fun of me because it's making funny noises. Getting this kind of everywhere. I feel like I'm doing surgery with this glove on. My goodness. Just going to dip this into the side. And then I'm just going to use my thumb.
Bubbles.
Bubbles. So, I was trying to stay clean.
You gross.
But you know what? If you don't get dirty while you're crafting, you are not having fun, my friend. Okay. Go ahead and take that off. Put this away.
Ryan says in all caps, correct.
So I'm going to go ahead and take all of this mess off. And this definitely is not being used again because I just ripped it. But that is okay. Look at that, nice and clean, ready for coloring. Okay, and now this one. This card will honestly take you a hot minute to do. Not gonna lie. But I also feel like I love 5-minute cards. But if I really want someone to know that I care about them, I feel like my card needs to take a little while to do. I really need to put some work and some effort into the card. And I can still hear Mariah in the back of my head. Use your tweezers!
Was she saying that the other day or something?
Yeah. So it looks like my Copic's kind of bled through on this one. That's okay. Just really cemented through that.
Megan says she is not wrong.
No, she's not. But sometimes my nails, I just work with my nails better than I can tweezers. See, I feel like my tweezers just fight against me.
I always make the mistake of when my nails are long and I can pick stuff up and just got little nubs and I can't pick anything up anymore.
Yep, been there. You know what? You could totally do this too, but make it like a little fish tank.
That would be cute.
Oh, you could use the little fish from the Finned Friends. Yeah. Make a little fish tank scene. So I'm going to wrap this bit up. Meadow, I'm going to give this to you. It's yucky. Here you go.
Making me clean up your filth.
I do it for you. I've been cleaning your booty.
What?
Since you was a baby. Okay. So the last thing that I really need to do is like a sun or something up here. So, yuck. I'm just going to use my other one and bring that right down to about here. And instead of using, because normally I would use distress inks or something, but I'm just going to go this way because you can still use your Copics with stencils as well. It doesn't have to be just distress inks.
Ryan says aquarium or terrarium scene.
Definitely, yes. It is. It's screeching because of the acetate, the mylar. Just trying to keep this thing in place while I color this. Okay. And then let's see, we'll do 19 and we'll do 13 and 15 maybe. I don't think I'll need all that, but we will give it a go and see how much I can get in here. I mean, if you're going to do a Copic background, you might as well go all the way, right?
Mm-hmm.
And I'm just going in so that I can make sure I get all the way down into the little crevice of the. I just used Y19. Now I'm using Y15. And then I'm going to use Y13. If I get that far. Here we go. And I mean, I might have to fix some of this because I know I'm moving it. I didn't nail it down. So I'll probably have to fix some of it, but that's okay. Because I'm going to be going, this is just the bright, you know how you always have like the really bright bits of the sun rays and then you have the lighter bits? This is definitely the brighter bits. And you could use the reverse sun rays like I'm using the reverse. I think I'm using the reverse one. I need to write on here which one is which, honestly. So I have a feeling Brian was right that maybe I was using them opposite because I didn't write the name on it. Meadow, you want to check that out and then get a Sharpie and write which one is which on here for me, please, so I can keep myself straight. Now that we have two. So that's what it looks like.
This is the reverse.
That one's reverse. So this one is regular and that one's reverse. So I did write. Brian was correct, and I knew that he would be. I do have a Sharpie. Here you go. So now I'm going to go ahead and use, should I use Y08? Whoops, wrong one.
Yeah.
No, we are not going to use, well, maybe we are going to use Y08 just to make these.
So Y08?
Yeah. Just to define these lines a little better. Because while the stencil gave me the base, I did not do that well. But that's okay because I don't want it to be perfect. If I wanted it to be perfect, I'd go to Hallmark. And then that's a pain because you can't find the right card. That's why handmade cards are the best.
Brian says, I was going to suggest that you need to have numbers attached to stencils for sets and names.
Time to make dinner.
Oh, and the names as well for easy reference if that doesn't cost too much.
You mean on the stencil itself, Brian? Like when it's being manufactured? So now I'm using Y02.
He says yes.
And I'm just going in between. You know what? I could totally look into that. I am looking into right now. I want to do some layered stencils. And I know the company that we use for our stencils, they can make it to where there's like a little bit of an impression of where the next one would go on here. So then you know exactly where to layer them. And I think that's super cool. So I think I could more than likely do that. I just have to get with them to see how their machine works so that I can set it up with them. And it probably will not cost me anything extra. So that's a really good suggestion. Thank you, Brian. He almost looks like Rocky. He just won. Woohoo! Okay, Brian, it's almost 5:30 here. You're not missing dinner, are you? So now I'm going to take this one off. Take Arlie. Oh, Rocky the Lobster. Definitely. Whoops. Yep. He's going to have to need a new one. There we go.
Nice.
So put that away. Meadow, I'm going to give you that one so you can write on it. Did you already clean this one off?
No.
I'll give that back to you.
Gross.
You're gross. Okay, so I think I'm going to go ahead. I haven't colored him yet.
Off of it?
Oh, you know what? I didn't even think about that. Copics might not come off on that. Meadow's checking it out. I've only used Copics one other time. So
yeah, it's coming off a little bit.
Is it coming off? Okay. So be careful.
Maybe I need to actually run it underwater. I'll be back.
Oh, good. I'm glad you didn't miss it. I would be sad. I don't want to keep you from that. So I'm just going to use Y02 for his little dingle hopper, his little light. And I'm going to use Y08 just for a little shadow right here. And then I usually color him. I mean, I know they're usually like black or some scary color, but I'm going to use BG75, BG70, and BG72.
No, it does not come off.
Okay, so it doesn't come off.
But I use soap and it smells good now.
Meadow says it smells good with soap though. But you know what? Go ahead and use a blender on top of that, Meadow, to see if the Copic goes into the ink. If you use Distress on it now. Can you test that for me?
Yeah.
That way we can all learn something. So I'm just going to go over him in all BG70. Not his teeth, just his little body and his fin and not his eye. And then his little top fin, I'm going to leave that. I'm going to make it red. Yes, she will. I will talk to you guys later. I will probably see you in Joy's live if I get this card finished. I think she goes live and I guess she goes in about 30 minutes. Hopefully I can have this done. So we'll see you then, Brian. So, but I'm just doing a little bit because this part, his fin, his top fin, and this I'm going to do in red.
No, it doesn't go into the...
So it does not go into the ink.
So it's good.
Okay, so even if you get Copic on the Mylar of your stencil, you can still use Distress ink or anything on top of it, and it will be fine. So now I'm going to go ahead and use BG72. See, I knew I'd used Copics on my stencils before, but I just could not remember. And I'm just going to go down his face like this.
What colors are you using?
I used 70.
BG.
Yep, BG70. Now I'm using BG72.
What next?
And I should be using BG75, actually. You know what? I'm going to go ahead and use 75. So, because this is for the shadowy parts. Here we go. Let's see. I'm just going to go around his back because it's going to be dark anyway. So, I mean, honestly, the only part this little dude gets any light is on his face. I'm not even sure that's a good thing. He's cute, but the real ones, those are scary. Megan, have you seen a real anglerfish before? Like, even in like photos? So his little dingleberry, I'm going to go ahead and make, I'm just going to color that with E70 or BG75. And then I'm going to pull the BG75 out with BG72. And again, I'm not going to do like really any shadows on him because he lives way down in the deep where you wouldn't see him until you were right on top of him anyway.
Said, yeah, they are ugly.
They are so ugly. I don't understand why God decided to do that.
He was bored.
Or maybe it's, things that live in darkness are ugly. I don't know. Because, I mean, vampires are actually kind of ugly, too, unless you get the twinkly vampires. So, maybe it's just the darkness. They definitely did not get the cute gene. So I'm actually going to go behind him a little bit with, I want to use my W9, but I think that's going to be a little too strong. So I'm going to try my W7 first. But I want to bring him forward just a little.
You're using W7?
Yeah, I'm trying W7 first. I just want him to stand out a little bit more, I guess. I don't know. I'm just kind of going around him. He needs more. He is the one and only cute anglerfish. And then his little dingle bob will stand out a little bit more too.
Could you imagine if Quail's little like dingle bob thing lit up at night?
Oh my gosh, that'd be so cute.
That would be awesome.
I would love them even more. Now those are one things that do have dingle bobs that are cute. Unlike the anglerfish. Now I'm going to use a little bit of W4 because I feel like that's just standing out just a little too much. Ooh, and it looks good on the sand.
You're using W4 now?
Yeah, because it looks good on as the bottom. I'm just kind of squeaking that around.
I'm asking you what color you're using, but I can see the cap on the screen.
You're having a moment, baby girl. You're having a moment. Although your moment seems to be taking up an afternoon, so I'm not quite sure right now. Let's see, what other colors did I use? Grab my wee paper. Let's see. Okay, so I need YRs, YARs, YARP. So I'm going to use 09 or YR09 and 04 and 02. Maybe 07. We'll see. So I'm going to use YR09 first. And this is just going to be for his dorsal fin, his little fin, and then like right in between here. And I'm just going to put some little lines right here. Make it look a little more spiny. There we go. Oops, wrong end. So YR04. I think I'm just going to finish. This is a really small spot, so I think I'm just going to finish that out.
Wait, what was the one you just used? Sorry.
YR04. Just finish that one out. There we go. Yeah, I almost feel like this just needs to be cut down just a little bit and then stuck on a slimline. This is a huge card. I don't normally do full-size slimline cards, so this is just ginormous to me. So I'm going to go ahead and do the little ocean rocks. I normally do these brown because, well, I usually don't do a deep sea little scene. I usually do like medium, you know, the Bahamas, Aruba. I don't normally do deep sea ones. But since it's so dark down there, I'm just going to go ahead and use some W4 and some W7. Make some little rocks. Then let's see, what color should I make? I think I want to make the plants kind of dark. So I'm going to use G99 or G85, G94.
It was 85?
Yeah, 99, 94, and 85. So I'm just going to go ahead and fill in the 85 first. That way I can just get that filled in. Ziggy, delete all my notifications, please. Ziggy, delete notifications, please.
Okay, Cristena, deleted your notifications.
He's so polite. Let's see, and then this one. Here we go. See, and I don't use my Copics very much to do backgrounds. I usually just do distress inks and, okay, let it be done with, you know? So this was kind of fun doing it this way. Let's see, and then oh wait, that was, darn it, that was G94. This one looks so dark. And I guess it is a little darker.
Megan says it's looking fantastic.
So I'm going to leave this one a little bit lighter and do this one darker just because of his little dingle bob. So I think I should go with, who was that?
It's 5. That's almost 5
Oh.
o'clock.
Okay. So I'm going to go with the G99 first, because that one will be a little darker. And I'm just kind of going around the edges of the plant. Because this one's not going to catch as much light. And then I'm just going to go ahead and fill it in, but just very sparingly. I'm going to leave a little bit of the other color showing. So you can see this one looks a little brighter, that one doesn't. And if you really want it to look like the light is on this one, you can always take some YO2 and turn it kind of yellow, because that yellow will seep in. And then you can also put some on his Meadow face. And then it looks like his little dingle hopper is shining on his face too. To me, that is like the easiest way to add light, is just add some YO2 and call it a night. So there is our little nighttime little scene for him. He's done. Now I'm going to move up to these guys. You can see I might have to, this is what, oh, I guess that'll work too. Oh, I just had a really good idea. Instead of putting these here when you're doing your background, you can leave it, put these on wobblers, and then they wiggle like they're swimming to the top.
Do it.
Well, I can't do it because now I have them there already.
Do it.
Goofy girl. I guess, I wonder, Nah, you'd see it too. Well, it might work. I guess I could just color them in. And then it would look that way. Nah. Too late. What's Megan say? I can't see with my glasses off. Oh, she already said that, huh?
You don't pay attention.
I do pay attention. I just thought she said something new. I'm sorry. These are a lot of markers I'm using here. The fumes. No. Okay, so let's go ahead and get to these guys. So these guys, I actually, let's see, do I need to zoom in any at all, Meadow, or do you think I'm good?
I think you're good.
Okay, so this little dude, Squiddy, I colored with BG10, BG11, and I already have those out. BG10, BG11, and I used 53. BG53. Are you writing this down?
What?
Aziz.
Sorry,
Light.
I completely spaced out. What is it?
BG10, BG11, BG53, BG70.
You said 11 and then 53?
Yeah.
And then 73?
No, 70. There is no 73.
Are you sure?
Girl. And then Y02, Y08.
Wait. Wait, what?
Y02, Y08, and C2. Or actually C1, C2. You can use either or.
This is for Squiddy?
This is for Squiddy. Okay, so I'm going to start just like Barney. I am going to start with BG70 all over except for his eyeballs, his eyebrows. Although you could go through his eyebrows, not big deal. But I wouldn't go through his eyes. And this little, I don't know what that is. I call it a rubber band because it looks like he's got a rubber band around his head. I'm not really sure. But just going all over his body. Here we go. Then I'm going to go ahead and use BG75. And I'm just going to do some inside little lines. Just come around. Just basically just making him look like, you know, it just gives him a little bit more shape to his body when you do stuff like this, I feel. I mean, I know other people may feel differently, so kind of just have to do you. There we go. And then I'm going to do around.
Wait, you said BG75 too?
Yeah. Now who's not listening to who, huh, girlfriend?
I was hearing so many numbers, I don't know.
And if you guys got lost too, don't worry. The numbers will be down below in the description when we are all done or later tonight. Okay, so there's that. Do I need to zoom in a little bit, Meadow?
Yeah, I didn't.
Okay, zooming in. And is it clear?
Nope.
No? No? No, it is not. There we go. Okay. So now I'm going to use BG72 and I'm going to do the same thing, But I'm going to go over the BG75. Then we're going to use BG53. And I love that he's coming out just slightly different than the last one that I did. And that's what makes it fun, is nothing ever comes out the same. Now BG11. 11. Now I'm only getting the top of his little arms. I'm not getting the underneath. The underneath is going to be yellow.
Jay says afternoon.
Hey, Jay. Wasn't sure if we were going to see you today.
He says, what a cool background you have going on.
Thank you. I don't do backgrounds very much with Copic markers, so I'm really excited about this one. So just getting this guy. And I was supposed to use BG10, but I got a little carried away. So he's just being BG11 today.
Jay says, yeah, I got out of work at a semi-reasonable hour.
That's awesome. That always helps. So to achieve this one, who's not as dark as this one, you would want to not put so much BG11 and go to BG10. But I'm feeling he needs a little bit darker because of the background. I think it just makes him pop a little bit more. So now I'm going to use Y08, and I'm going to do just a little bit on his eyebrows. I'm going to get his little rubber band thing. I don't know what those, I know they're called
headband.
something. What?
Workout headband.
His workout headband, Meadow, is that it?
Yep.
So just bring this out a little bit. There we go. And then I'm going to use some Y02. And I'm going to get the rest of his tentacles. There we go. But you can either leave him like that, or I have little dots on him, which I'm going to go ahead and put a few. And I always just use this like the colorist blender because I don't want to, I'm so lazy. I don't feel like sitting there drawing out the circles and then having to try and color around the circles. I just want one fluid kind of coloring, you know? I just feel like my coloring just isn't as fun if I have to sit there and think about going around the circles. So I'm just putting some, using YR02, and if that's not bright enough for you or whatever, you can always use a lighter color if the blue isn't disbanding the way that you want it to. And again, I'm just using it like a colorless blender. So you can also use, like if you go lighter, so what color is this? Y000. Because again, the lighter the color, the more colorless blending fluid is in the marker. So it'll push all of that color out. Okay, and then I'm going to use some Y08 just to put like a little half circle on here. Make these little lighter ones stand out a little more. And then you can put some smaller ones in there. There we go. So all except for his eyes, he is done. I just need to grab my CO2. Meadow, can you open a window? Now I can't even see, and it doesn't look that bright to me anymore. So I think we're finally starting to get a little dark.
It got all cloudy and gross outside.
Did it? There we go. So, and I'm just doing this so it'll bring his eyes out a little bit more. I think I need to use the 2 though. My C1 is kind of yuck. Let me see, where is it? Here it is. That'll blend a little better, but it looks more like kind of like eyebrow or eyelids. If my brain would work, that would be fantastic.
Megan says rain clouds.
There we go. Okay, and then I'm going to go ahead and color Mr. Octo, Jay's favorite one. And I'm going to color him. I want to be a little bit lighter. I don't want him quite as dark. So I'm going to grab my YR00 all the way through my 9. So 00, 1, 2, 4, 7, and 9. Aziz, light.
What was it? Sorry.
So YR00.
Okay.
You getting to where you just want Brian to do it, aren't you?
No.
YR00, 01, 02, 04, 7, and 9. I'm not even sure I will use all of those, but I know this is what I want so far.
I just keep spacing out and I don't hear a thing.
It's because I'm not lending you my moths today.
Yeah. I got the flu.
Okay, go ahead and I'm covering him. Normally I don't do this, but for these guys it's just easier if I do have that base coating. Plus it kind of keeps me from trying to get too incredibly dark. Okay, so that was 00. Now I'm going to jump all the way over to my 7. And I'm going to use that first. And we're going to do the same thing we did with Squiddy. And we're just going to put a little bit, not right up to the line, but we want his face to have a little shape. And for him, he doesn't have an 80s sweatband on his head. So I'm going to put a little bit of shadow around his eyeballs. And I'm going to go right here and just do the same thing with his legs that I did with Squiddy. Just to give him a little more shape. Make him stand out. Now I'm going to use some YR04. I'm going to bring this out a little bit more. Go under his hat. And come around his eyes. Jay, did you notice his eyes are 2 different shapes? I love that about him. Or not shapes, but 2 different sizes. Here we go. Now I'm going to use YR02. I'm going to pull this out even more.
Jay says, yeah, it makes him look cute.
Very derpy, as Meadow and Steven would say.
Right when you said that, he said kind of adorably derpy.
Oh, that's too funny. Great minds think alike, Jay.
He says he doesn't take himself seriously.
Nope. Life is boring if you take things too seriously, you know? Gotta have fun. So, and then YR01, I'm going to finish him out. Seems like it's really, I feel like it's so quick to color them. I felt like I spent like, what, the first 20 hours doing the background. A million years later. There we go. And then, let's see, his little, I need to go back in with the YR09, or just go in because I haven't gone there yet. Go in with the...
Jay says that their lack of hair, I think, speeds up the coloring. LOL.
Ah, right.
She had her little hands out.
You know what? Honestly, I wonder if that's why, because I did that one card with the Make a Splash Meadow, but I only used her butt.
Booty.
So I'm wondering if that's why I decided to do that, so I wouldn't have to deal with her hair. Just something quick for retreat. Okay, just putting a few little dots. That was with YR09. Now, for the colors that I don't normally use, you guys are going to be like, oh! I'm going to use RV17, if I can find it. Do you have it, Meadow? So R17, or RV17, RV19, and RV02. You can gasp now. Go ahead, gasp. Because you know I don't use these colors often. I actually need the R02 first. Do you have that, Meadow?
Nope.
You must, because it's not here. Because it's over here. Here it is. Okay. Here we go, here we go, here we go. We're going to do the same thing we did with the yellow. I'm just going to put some pink ones in. I know, pink and orange, weird combination, but I kind of like it.
Pink and orange is nice.
Well, you love pink, Meadow, so you put everything with pink.
Not black.
You know what? That was huge in the 50s, though.
They were wrong.
They were wrong. His dots are a little darker than my other dots, but my pink is not showing up this time. So I'm just gonna, yep, here we go. Just put some of these dotties on his legs. And then
it says, I love pink and orange.
We'll go ahead and make the undersides of his little legs pink. RV19 is just for that shadow bit, kind of like we did with the Y08 over here. I still feel like it needs to be just a bit lighter though. Bright magenta is just kind of killing me. So back to the RV02. See if we can tame this down.
Looks like it's getting a little lighter.
Yep, just a little, and that's all I want is just a little bit.
Not a smidge.
Just a smidge. And I would like you guys to know, you know how we're always like, oh, what paper to use? What paper to use? This is actually accent paper. This is not Copic paper. And it's not, I mean, it bled a little bit down here, but that's only because it went underneath my masking paper. But I think that's pretty amazing that, you know, it's not, I mean, granted the price does seem to be going up a little bit, but it's still, I just paid for 2 huge reams of Nina paper and it was like $53. So still not a bad price. And I just realized I missed the bottom of his little wee foot. There we go. Now we're going to use some C2 again for his wee little eyeballs. Give him some little personality with some little eyelids here. And then I'm going to use,
Jay says, I love you.
I'm going to use some C7. This actually is really, coloring on the accent is actually really close. Like really close to Nina. That was W7 Meadow. This is W4 for his wee mouth. And then his tongue is going to be E93. And then I'm going to use the W7.
Megan says, bye everyone. Time for dinner.
See you later, sweetheart.
It was what?
I'm going to use W7. Yeah, the hat. Sorry. The hat.
And
I'm going to use W4.
that's it.
That is it. Do you want me to use more on this wee little teeny hat?
No, I was just asking.
He's a very dapper dude.
Very swanky.
So this is coming along. Now we just got to do Charlie. So Charlie's going to be pretty much the same colors as Octo. but I'm actually going to put down, before I lay any other colors down, I'm going to put Y02 all over his body. I know you're thinking I'm crazy. That's okay. I do too. Here we go. And I'm going to do everything. Well, I'm just going to go ahead and do his eyebrows, because his eyebrows are going to end up being white, so whitish yellow. So that works. Just going to try and stay out of his eyeballs while I get the rest of his body. Here we go. Now I am going to go ahead and use, what am I going to use? What am I using? What am I using? What's this? Yeah, I'll use this, YR09. And I'm going to do the same as I did for Squiddy and Octo. And I'm just going to go around his wee claw, and then his big claw. Go in here. And then we're going to come up just from his arms. Because the reason I put the yellow down first is because I really want him to have pretty much just kind of a yellow undertone to all of the reds and the oranges that I'm going to be using. And at first I'm just going to be using orange, but I'm going to use some red towards the very end. Should get around his eye, bring his eyes out a little bit more. Now I will use YR04. And I'm going to bring that out. Some more here. Actually quite a bit, almost completely covering all of his bits. Leaving a little bit for some YR02. But I just feel like the yellow underneath just kind of makes like the perfect kind of crabby orange. Okay, now for the YR02. Finish him out. Here we go. Now I'm going to go in with R29. I know, sounds crazy. Don't worry. If you call the white coats, I won't be offended. Okay, put the R29 in here. And I'm just going to put a few little dotties in there. Put some more dotties on his face. Get some little red lines on his little legs, make them stand out a little more. Get some more color inside of that, inside of both crab hands. Don't forget the little arm bits. Now I'm going to use R17. I'm going to pretty much do the same thing. I'm going to go over, just going to go ahead and go over the R29 and put some more little dots. But I'm just going to pull it out just slightly. That one was a little bit big, but that's okay. And then I'm going to go back over it again with the YR02. And that will just blend all the regular R's out a little bit and just blend them together. Make it look like one big, happy, blended family. There we go. Thanks, Ditto. I am leaving just a little bit of the old YR02 because I want still have a little bit of lighter color. I don't want it to be completely overtaken by darker. And when you go over the same color a couple of times, it does tend to be a little bit darker. So now I'm going to use the C2 again for his little eyeballs. And I need the E93 maybe somewhere in here. Here it is. Thanks, Meadow. For his little tongue. Now, last thing to do for everybody is the gel pen. Meadow, do you have the good gel pen in your stuff? Thank you, ma'am. So I'm going to start with this guy. All I'm going to do to Barney is I'm going to make a little eyeball. And I just realized I forgot his teeth. I'm going to use some E41 for his teeth, Meadow.
You're going to give him like brownish yellow teeth?
Of course! They're ugly.
That's gross.
He needs some dental work, man. Eating all those fish and not flossing. Here we go. I could put a little yellow on him. So he is definitely not sparkling, but his little bebop light probably is. So we'll give that some sparkle. And then these guys, I'm just going to put a few little shiny lines because you know their little squiddies are definitely shining away. And we'll give them a little sparkle. Shimmer, shimmer. And I'm going to put some little whites on dots on their legs. Give them another little shimmer. Shimmer. And I'm just going to get his little suction cup bees with white. I mean, I could have done blue probably, but sometimes it's just easier to do it with white. And then we want some shimmer. There we go. Give him two little whites of the eyes. And then Charlie, he definitely needs some white and definitely needs some shimmer from the sun. And I'm going to put some little things in the sand because we all know the sand kind of shimmers. Give him another little shimmer. There we go. Oh, I totally forgot the little sea spray between here and here. So what you can do, I need another, oh, I'm going to get dirty again. Do I have another glove in there, Meadow? I guess I won't get too dirty. But what you can do is I use a toothbrush.
Nope.
And I use the Dr. P.H. Martin's Bleed Proof ink. This is a little too watery, Meadow. I'm just going to get some of it off of there. Yep, this is too watery, girl.
Sorry.
That's okay. And all I'm doing is I'm just, it usually works out better if it's a little thicker. But I'm just, yep, it did. Let me get another battery really fast. We need to order that, the extension cord that Joy told me about since we have the same camera.
Too bad since it's not plugged into the computer, it just doesn't charge too.
Right, that would be so nice. So I'm just tapping, 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 tapping. Get some of that thicker stuff on there. So I'm just going to go ahead and...
Jay says you're back. Oh, it's a sea foam. How smart.
There we go. Yeah, I don't like sitting there. I mean, you can sit there with your white ink. Definitely do it that way. But, yeah. I just spent 5 million years coloring this. I don't have time for sea foam. No. So there is our sea foam. And I will go ahead and zoom out so you can see the whole thing. So now it's too much. Now it's sunny again. So there's way too much light again. Let's see if I can.
You want me to?
Here we go. And let me zoom. Let me focus, 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 focus. Is that focused better, Meadow? I don't have my glasses on.
No.
Yeah. Yeah, that's much better. So there we go. That is the entire card. Only took us 2.5 hours, even though it seems like 5 million years.
Jay
But
says it's so pretty. My cat seems very impressed by it as well.
thank you, Lennox. Thank you, Jay. So there is the card. I love it. I love how it turned out. I'm really happy about this. Definitely got to get this photographed and get it shared.
That's amazing.
This was fun. Loads of fun. Thanks for joining me, everybody. I'm going to go ahead and let you go. You can get this stamp set, pre-order the stamp set with a 10% discount for just getting the stamp set. So that leaves you at $14.40 for the stamp set. Or you can get the full bundle, get 20% off. Meadow put a link in there for you. This will, these are going to be manufactured and sent out by June 16th. We try to make it a little bit sooner if we can, but we like to under promise and over deliver. So we will get these out no later than June 16th, hopefully earlier. And I will have all the colors in the description below by tomorrow morning at the latest. And I really thank you guys for joining me and coming and having a good time doing all this fun coloring, and I'm just really happy with it. I hope you guys enjoyed it, and I will see, no, who will see, who's going to be here tomorrow? You?
Mm-hmm.
What's tomorrow?
Potats.
Oh, tomorrow is Positive Tate. Meadow will be coloring using no line coloring for Positive Tate. Here, I'm going to give this to you because it's disgusting again. So you guys have seen me color Positive Tate. So here are the ones that I colored. And then Meadow will be showing you how she colors these with no line tomorrow at 4 p.m. Eastern. And you guys will get to see that. If you guys need to see these, if you want to see these videos tomorrow, they will be in the description of Meadow's live tomorrow. So we will have all the everything links. I'll put some links if no one's used the PH Martin's ink before. I will put the links down below for that as well, so you can find it really easy, along with the acetate, or no, acetate, the accent paper that I used to make this card. You can see the back side gets a little bit more, you know, it goes through a little bit more. But if you're going to put that on a mat, then it's perfectly fine.
Jay says,
right?
Wednesday, Potato Day?
Yes, Potato Day. So I will see you. You could always mat it on a slim. Yeah. Well, this is actually, I made this 8.5. So this is 8.5 long. So I would have to cut it down just a little bit, but I mean, still, I could still mount it on something, not a problem. So yeah, I'm just really happy the way that it turned out. I mean, I could even take, if I wanted to leave it the way it was, I could always just take another piece of paper and stick it on the inside. That would solve the ink issue. So yeah, please join Meadow tomorrow for the Positive Tate. She'll be coloring him no line tomorrow. So we will see you tomorrow. Thanks for joining us. I gotta go make dinner. Bye, everybody.